To now dip into a news conference. It's with the attorneys for the plaintiffs, some of the civil rights activists who filed some of the lawsuits.
Let me ask the lawyers to speak up and let us know what this decision in detail means. From my left, we have Scott Washburn. He's with State Director of SEIU, who has been in the field fighting this night and day. Terry Leon, CEO for Friendly House. Luz Armenia, President. And Luz just spoke up today about the anchor baby issue. Chris Newman, General Counsel, National Day Labor Organizing Network. Daniel Ortega, Chairman of the National Council La Raza Board. Antonio Bustamante, Attorney for Los Abogados and Hispanic Bar. Sal Risa, Puente Movement Coordinator, a real soldier in this battle. Pablo Alvarado, Director for National Day Laborers. Pablo, on a national level, has surfaced this issue more than any other group in the United States. CEO of Chicanos por la Causa, one in the case. And I think Lydia Guzman, Lydia has been a true warrior, has kept the community informed of the president.
We use the wired mic. Just go ahead and take that wired mic.
So with that, let me have Daniel Ortega speak, and then he'll turn it over to Chris, and then Antonio, and then we will have Salvador Reza make a statement.
Can I ask that each one of you please state your name?
Yes.
Before we begin talking. Thank you.
Turn off the other mic there.
My name is Daniel Ortega, and I am one of the attorneys involved in litigation, particularly Friendly House versus Whiting. I'm also the chairman of the board of the National Council of La Raza. I want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank all those courageous people who took on the challenge of SB1070. I want to also thank and congratulate those organizations and those individuals that stepped forward to challenge this racial profiling law in the courts. This is a good start in the process of litigating the challenge against Senate Bill 1070. But as many of you know, we still have a long way to go. It's a good victory for the community, a community that, but for this injunction, would be subject to rampant racial profiling, be subject to criminal sanctions for not carrying documents, and be subject to arrest without warrant. We believe that the judge's order enjoining the implementation of those sections that relate to what I just talked about. But we must continue with the legal challenge to the courts. In the meantime, breathe a relief and continue to challenge SB 1070 and any law that subjects our people to unfair treatment.
Oh, I'm sorry, wrong way.
Thank you very much, Supervisor Wilcox. My name is Chris Newman. I'm the General Counsel and Legal Director of the National Day Labor Organizing Network, and I, like Danny, am counsel on the case challenging 1070. And I do want to echo Danny's thanks to all those in the state of Arizona and all those nationally who have stepped forward to challenge and overcome this unjust law. After years of heading in the wrong direction in the state of Arizona, we have finally made a U-turn and are heading back on the road toward justice and protection of civil rights for all residents in the state of Arizona. But we recognize that we still have a very, very long road ahead of us. We are heartened by the judge's affirmation of our arguments that 1070 constitutes an assault on the United States Constitution. And we will not stop until 1070 is defeated in its entirety, and until immigrants and communities of color no longer have their rights subordinated in the state of Arizona. We will continue to seek every single legal recourse available to us to vindicate the violation of civil and indeed human rights that have been occurring in the state of Arizona. I think it's important to note that the state of Arizona, pursuant to 1070, still has a stated policy of trying to seek enforcement through attrition against immigrants. This is a policy that is un-American, it's contrary to constitutional values, and it will result in human rights and civil rights violations. Moreover, we have seen rogue enforcement practices in the state of Arizona in the past, and we expect that we will likely see rogue enforcement to continue by the likes of people like Sheriff Joe Arpaio. A word on Sheriff Joe Arpaio. He has demonstrated a disregard for constitutional law and federal court orders in the past, and he has continued to engage in rogue practices. Moreover, Sheriff Joe Arpaio and others like him have engaged in perverse enforcement of otherwise benign statutes. So therefore, we're going to be cautious and we're going to be vigilant in monitoring the way in which law enforcement is conducted in the state of Arizona going forward. And again, we will continue to exercise every single legal recourse available until the civil rights of all people in Arizona are respected.